Hello! For today's video, I am going to be taking this toy. I got it from Value Village for $2.99. I'm going to be taking it and painting it because I like the style of the toy itself. I don't even know what kind of collection or franchise this is from, but it's just one of these old carts, and if you push it down like this, then the popcorn pops. I didn't even know that that was a thing, but that's cute. It says here it's Mattel, or Mattel. Anyway, I really liked the way that this was shaped, and so I am going to repaint it in a way that suits our TV room, because I think it would be really cute to make it kind of like go with like theater vibes. So yeah, that's what we're gonna try and do here. First up, we'll have to see if any of these stickers come off, and then sand it. After the sanding, I think I'm just gonna take it out. I'm gonna mask off this window bit, and I'm gonna take it to the garage, and I'm going to prime it with a white first. Everything is gonna get white first, just so that the colors that I paint on top of it really pop. So I'm gonna take a spray can, a primer spray can, and just do that. So yeah, let's go ahead and sand. I'm gonna sand this and paint this off camera, so I'll bring it back once it's done. Okay, so this I'm gonna have to do something else with because the glue doesn't come off. It's actually burned markings into the plastic itself, so I'll have to figure something else out for that. As well as, I really wanted to get into these popcorn kernels to make them look more realistic. So instead of painting this as one piece, I am going to try my hand at taking the entire toy apart. And then hopefully I can reassemble it again, no problem. Okay, well that was anticlimactic because apparently I don't know how to take this apart. I don't know if they've glued it in together or if it's been snapped in, but it looks like either way that plan isn't gonna work, so I guess I'll just put these guys back in. At least I can still leave the top off and I can tape this off better. But it doesn't look like I'll get access to the popcorn kernels after all. Okay, so first thing that I decided to do was to tape off the clear plastic part so that I could have a lot more freedom with painting and I didn't have to be super meticulous, and also that it would be a nice sharp clean line. I then went on to the gesso phase. I probably could have sanded it a little bit more, but regardless, I moved ahead with the gesso phase and it seemed to do what I needed it to do. The colors that I had chosen, because I wanted it to be like a super classic look, like when you think of an old retro popcorn machine, I thought of red, black, and gold, or I guess, yeah, gold more so than yellow, but anyway, so I decided I would paint the bulk of the cart red. During this process, I'm still trying to figure out how to make the sides work because of that glue burn, I had to do something. I had to put something on top of it. I couldn't just paint a design on it because then you would have seen all of the yucky burn marks and the glue residue and stuff. So throughout this whole process, I have that in the back of my mind, like, what am I gonna do with this? Anyway, for the black, I chose actually my Black India ink because I knew that it would have a shiny finish, more than, let's say, doing black paint and then like Mod Podge on top. So I decided to go with my Black India ink, and I used that on the handlebar and on the wheels. It actually was a good material to use because it did come off quite shiny and I really liked it. I can't tell you how many coats of the red paint I did. There were so many, and I probably could have done more yet to make it more opaque, but I was just sort of done. Oh yeah, so when I decided to tackle the top little roof awning part, that was a trick because I painted it all with gesso and then I had taped it all off, and I was like, okay, this will be fine, painting the red parts. And then when I took the tape off, it took off all the gesso, so clearly it hadn't adhered to the plastic properly. So what I ended up doing was just going in with my Posca pens, and I think I'm mostly stuck with the Posca pens because they allowed me to be a lot more precise than a small paintbrush would. But they're not as crisp of lines as I had wanted or as I had tried with the washi tape, but it does the job and it does look good still at the end, so I am overall happy with it. I did have a metallic gold acrylic paint that I used as the accents, as well as a metallic gold Posca paint pen. So both of those worked out really well. Here I am just cutting out a template for these sides, and I'm trying to figure out what in the world I'm going to do with these sides. But I landed upon this cardboard idea. I got this really hard cardboard from like the back of a calendar or something, and I thought I'm gonna use this. And at the end I am glad I did because it worked out pretty perfectly. So I just kind of cut the shape that I would need, and then because it's cardboard and I know that cardboard really soaks in paint, I put a layer of gesso over top of the side panels so that it wouldn't soak up all of my paint. In the meantime, I was finishing up that roof ribbon awning part with the metallic gold I was telling you about, and then continuing on with the gesso of the panels since I could only do one side at a time because I had to lay them down to dry. So it's a bit of a process, but overall it was a good idea, and I would recommend, if you guys are painting on cardboard, to paint gesso on it first. Now for the wheels, I wanted to do like almost like a candy strip. So I was gonna do white, red, white, red, but I did want the black base coat because I wanted it to have dimensions. So in the shadows, I wanted it to be black so that it looked a little bit more, I don't know, it's just the effect, I guess, that I was going for. And then I ended up changing my idea on the red white to white and gold, as you can see. I just thought that the whole cart needed a little bit more gold to tie it all together. So I finished up the 4 wheels doing it that way, and then I still felt like it needed something, so I brushed on a diluted amount of the gold because it was a little transparent. So I put a coat of the transparent gold over top, and then I let it sit for a bit, and then I wiped it off right away. And so it's kind of got this more worn look to it, and I really love the way that turned out. Now for the design of the 2 panels, it's not super perfect, and that's okay with me. I just wanted a red border around around the perimeter of these panels. So I used my washi tape and I just got a fairly crisp line, and I thought it was looking good. So then I added in the gold dots that you see there, like as if it was kind of like lights, like little light bulbs all the way around. That's kind of the illusion I was hoping for. And also, just to finish off the edges, I made them gold as well. And so on the panels themselves, I wanted to do something that was like super appropriate, like if this cart was driving around your city, like what would be on the sides. And I thought, well, they'd be advertising popcorn, of course. So on one side I put a bowl of popcorn, and then on the other side I have the word popcorn. And I really like the way that this all turned out. I ended up hot gluing the panels to the sides, and that worked out fine, as well as the finishing touch was a layer of Mod Podge on top of each of the panels, not the entire thing, but just the panels. And that gave it its nice glossy finish. And so I was really happy with how that turned out. As you can see, this is how it looks on our movie shelf, and this is our cute little popcorn character that we have, and he fits perfectly on the little seat. Well, it's not a seat, but on the little ledge, and I think it fits super well on our movie shelf, and I'm really pleased with it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!